Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, so this is our second video of this series. In this series and video, I want to talk about server versus client. Right now, as a developer, this is something you have to grasp, and that's why I'm putting it as the second video. Though it might be a bit more complicated, but it's worth starting off with first before even starting to script. The reason for that is because server-sided scripts react differently compared to client-sided scripts. Now, please don't confuse yourself. This is not like rocket science, okay? I'm going to try and explain this as simple as possible and then see if you can actually replicate it on your side. Right, now, on the server, let's look at it on its own, okay? Server is basically Roblox headquarters, okay? Take it like that, right? Now, client is you, because you play Roblox, okay? Now, let's jump back to server. When we look at server, bro, put it in your head that this reacts for the entire server, meaning the entire game. Please don't be dumb and go and put a kill all script on a server, or if you want to kill one player and you put it on the server, because you're going to kill the entire server. If you want to kill one player, you put it on the client, push it to server. I'll get to that, what I just said, from client to server, okay? And then from server to client. Now, this is where this blue block comes in. But before we go to that blue box, let's actually look at server in more detail. What is the server? Okay, so this server in simple brain rot language. Okay, so your small brain can understand this. Right, so we've got player 1, we've got player 2, we've got 4, 6, and 8. Okay. Here we've got 8 players. This is the server. Let's say your game can only have 8 players inside. This is server. Okay? It's everyone in your game would be affected if you had to put something here that affects only one person, or you wanted to affect one person. Instead, if you do it on the server, it's going to affect everybody and not just one person. Now, let's move to the client. This is the client. Okay, so on the server, it's your entire game. On the client, it's one person within your game. Okay, so let's take it like this, right? We have a part here. Instead, if you want a person or a player, right, when they walk over this, you want them to oof. Okay, now if you put this oof script in the server, okay, you're gonna oof all of them, okay, and not just this dude. So fine, they might not touch it, because that's what you might be asking, but Shiny, it's only this player touching it, so why is it gonna kill everyone? Bro, open your brain up quickly, okay? Even though he touches this, they are gonna get oofed also, because it's on the server. If one person dies, they all die. Okay, now, how you can do this and change it around is where this blue block comes in, called a remote event. Okay, we will get to remote events later on in this series, because it is a little bit advanced. Just so I can keep your peanut attention up and running, then I'll go into replicated. Okay, now, on the server side and the client side, server affects everyone. Client affects Johnny over here. Okay, so if you want to kill someone or kill a player in your game, you put it on the client. So it only affects Johnny and not his friends too. Okay, so if Johnny is dumb enough to go and kill himself in a game, instead of Johnny killing himself and his entire group of armies, he'll only be killing himself, right? Because can you imagine your friend going onto a kill brick and you also happen to die, but you're nowhere even close to him, right? That's server. Okay. Client, other way around, only Johnny gets killed. Okay. Now, to jump a bit further in that, you might be saying, now, Shiny, fine, I understand this, but how do I know if it's on the server and how do I know if it's on a client? Let me answer that for you quickly, okay? If your attention span is shorter than TikTok videos, then bounce, right? But on the server, we have something called a script. Now, this script here falls in on the server. Why? Because it's called a script, okay? Now, where does this actually go? Please do not be that developer that stores all of his scripts in Workspace, because that's just stupid, okay? As an exploiter, I would love to attack your game if that's how you script. Right. Take your script and put it in server script service. Why there? Because this is the full server, as we spoke about. This is the full server that affects everybody. Right. I'll get into more detail as to how it's used and when it's used later on in this series, but for now we're focusing on what's the difference. Okay. Now the client script is known as a local script. Okay. Because it happens for one person only, so it's a local. Okay. Now if we come here to the local script, where does this go? So these go all the way to start a player. Now this can either go, it's all up to you, start a character script or start a player scripts. I like to put mine in character scripts purely because that helps me when the character is loaded of a player. We'll get into more detail of that too. Now, this over here affects the one player. This over here affects all of them and him. So all of these people, so 9 of them in total. Okay, if it's on the server. Client affects Johnny only, right? So if you are confused about this or you need me to explain something more in detail, just comment below and I'll try and sort it out, because then your brain is rotting on the inside. So yeah, hopefully you understood this, what I explained. I tried to keep it as simple as possible and visual as possible. But if you're still confused, drop a comment, let me know. If you are in my server, I would be dedicating some tutorials based on your requests that I can answer and hopefully explain it even better than what I did here. I don't know how am I going to explain that because I can't speak baby words, but you know, this is how I've got it. Client, server. If you didn't understand that, drop a comment. But anyways, guys, I'll check you in the next video where we'll be learning our first script on what are variables and how do we use them and what they're used for. Anyways, cheers. I'll check you guys later.